Hi YouTube, welcome to the coding challenges tutorial series. In this tutorial I will show you guys how to reverse a string using Java. So this is aimed at beginner level programmers. It's a challenge, so if you want to do it, you can do it. In this tutorial what I will do is that I will show you guys the how to do it. So if you already know how to do it, then there's no need to see this tutorial. So in here, if you open my site www.macademytutorials.com, so what you can do is that under coding challenges in here, you can go and select Java programming challenges, or in the bottom in here there is also these coding challenges, so you can select Java from here as well. Once you click on it, you will see this page, Java programming challenges, and select the first challenge. So this is a reversing a string one. Once you click on it, you will see this page which says reverse a string Java programming challenge. So there is the first method, and the first method, so I will show you guys how to do it using 5 different methods. The first one is the easiest one. In a way, we can say that it's the easiest. So it says that we iterate over each character in reverse order and print it on the screen. So this is the class reverse string. This is the name of our class, and this from here our main function starts. And the first thing that we do is that we prompt the user to enter a string to reverse. After that, we are creating an input object, and it takes input from the user, and we also create an empty reverse string. So it's currently, you can see that it's empty, and then we are using this for loop. So it's int I str length -1. As long as it's greater than or equal to 0, you keep reducing it, and then you add it to this reverse in here. Remember, it's empty, so what we do is that we keep adding to it the str, which is at the character of I. So the first time it's 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. It will go on, and it will add it to this reverse string in here, and at the end it will print it reversed string reverse. The second method, what we do is that we're using this class called string builder, and we iterate over the string in reverse, and we append it to our string builder object. So previously we created a string object. This time what we do is that we create a, so let's start from the beginning. It prompts the user for a string, then we create our input object, and we take the input from the user, and in here we create the object called SB of type string builder. So what we do is the same. It's the same. We iterate over all the characters that the user types, and then we noticed the last time what we did was that we said reverse plus equals to. This time we are using the append function of the string builder. So we don't use the, so in here, sorry, we use the append instead of adding like the previous one. We are using this append function, and we're saying append str caret I. So it will append it to this object, and at the end in here we print the reversed string. However, there is a better way of doing it. If you're going to use the string builder object, then there is no need for this loop. Just like in here, there is this function called append, which appends data to this object. What we can do is that we can use another function called reverse for this string builder class. So method 3, so we said that we used the string builder class and the previous method, but we didn't use it to its full potential. So when we use the string builder class, we don't need to iterate over each character in the string and reverse order, just like I said. And then you say, because the string builder class already has a reverse method which can reverse our string. So the first line, as always, prompt the user for input, creating an input object, and we take the input from the user, and then here we are creating our string object. However, this time for the string object, we are passing in our input, or the input that we took from the user, and we stored it in this string object. And in here I'm saying use this object that we created and then reverse it. So what it will do is that it will reverse whatever the user types, and at the end in here it prints it. Method 4 is we convert the string to an array of characters, and then we reverse our array using a for loop. So this time you're using arrays. The first line, we are asking the user for input or a string. In here we are creating an input object of type scanner. We store the result in this object called string object called str. We are creating an array, and in here we are saying the reversed string is equal to, and then again this time what we do is that we use arrays, and it's the same for I is equal to character dot length -1 as long as it's greater than or equal to 0, and then minus minus, and then we print it. The fifth method and the last method is that we first create a temporary variable to store the bytes of our string. So what we do is that this time you're using bytes. Then we create another variable with the length of our string, and using the for loop we store the reverse string in our byte array. So this is the byte array that we will use, and at the end we print the byte array as a string. So in here, first we prompt the user for input. This is our input object. Then we store it in this string object called str. Then we are creating this array called str as byte array, and then you're creating this array called result and of this length. And in here what we do is that again we use a for loop, and we keep adding it to this array that we created in here result, and at the end we print it. So this is it for this one, guys. There is 5 methods of reversing a string. If you know some other methods of doing it, put it in the comment section below. Other than that, if you have any questions, suggestions, or recommendations, feel free to put it in the comment section below as well. And this is it for this one. If you're interested in doing it in some other languages like C++, JavaScript, Python, I have created tutorials for those as well. And this is it. I'll see you guys in the next one.